So here in this video, we do have a major announcement to make at the end of this video. In the first part of this video, we are going to get into everything that's going on with AMC today. I want to take a look at the stock twits monitor that I have been watching. This is a tool that I think is important that some of you guys should be looking for, really all of you guys, to start to notice maybe when things do start to get a little bit more bullish. Now, with that being said, here in this video, we'll look at all of the data you need to know with AMC. We will look at what we have in store for tomorrow as well, what our markets could look like. Now, as you guys know, this whole week is going to be a slow week. This is the first week since 1997. We have not had a single company with analyst estimates reporting earnings. We don't have any hard data that is coming out. The most we get is initial jobless claims and some Dallas Fed data, some Richmond Fed data, but really not a lot to actually speak of. But again, some of those data points could cause a move in the markets just because there's really nothing else happening. So we'll talk about that here in this video. Overall, give you a rounded update on AMC stock. And then we have, like I said, a big announcement to make towards the end of this video. So let's get into it, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new here, consider sticking around a while. So first things first with AMC stock, the stock's basically flat on the day today, up 1 penny. Your multi-year low is at $5.93. That's really the level you want to be watching for. If we start to get some, downside from here this week, who knows what's going to happen. This is technically the start of the Santa Claus rally, which since 1950, you have on average gained about 1.4%. The last 4 years, the Santa Claus rally has seen a positive return. Last year was about 1%. 2021 was about 5.5%. The year before that was about 3%. The year before that was about 1.5%. So if this time is yet again green, that's going to be 5 years in a row of a green Santa Claus rally. Now, IWM is up about 1% today. As capital is heading back into our markets, this is definitely a great place to be to maybe diversify your portfolios if you wanted to. If you wanted to play it a little bit on the safer side, IWM, the ETF itself, Tom Lee thinks it could hit 300 by the end of 2024, that would be a rally of about 50%. He was literally spot on to the dang penny on where the S&P 500 would go by the end of this year. So maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. I do think he's probably going to be right. Small mid-cap stocks going to do much better in 2024 than your broader markets. And this could last for years. This might not be just a, kind of one-time event. If you take a look here, this is the median stock return, so the average stock return versus the S&P 500 return. Now, the S&P's up like over 20% this year. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it's up over 20% this year. Whereas if you look at the median stock return, the average stock, it's underperforming the S&P by about 16%. So still positive on a, overall gain for the year, your median stock. This would be like an equal weighted S&P 500 fund. It's probably up about 4 or 5% for the year. Last I knew, we were up like 2%, but markets have rallied quite a bit. So you're massively underperforming. Your average stock is to the S&P. Last time this happened was the dot-com bust in 1999. What happened following that was 5 years of the average stock outperforming the S&P 500. So basically what this means is in a market-weighted index like an S&P 500, which is what we're looking at here. If you've seen your median stocks really underperforming, that means your largest weighted stocks did very well. If you see the median stock outperforming, that means your largest weighting stocks probably did not do all too well, but your average stock did, right? So we could be setting ourselves up for multi-years of outperformance. You have not seen this much of an underperformance by your median stocks, almost ever. Besides the dot-com bubble, this has not happened in recent history in the last almost 30 some years. So I think that is notable, and I think that is important. Again, I'm not a big fan of Magnificent Seven stocks heading into 2024. Some people are. I just don't think that makes a whole lot of sense at this stage and where capital is allocated and where the valuations are for small cap stocks. The valuations for small cap stocks are off the charts low, like ridiculously low. And if you're looking at $6 trillion or more that could come into markets, I think you want to be in the Russell, which has a total market cap of about 2.3 trillion, far less than even Apple, just one stock in the S&P. So I think you can see some pretty outrageous gains there over the next 12 months. Consider diversifying if you have not done so already. You know, I don't think you could lose by doing that necessarily. Now, CNN's Fear and Greed Index is sitting right here in extreme greed at 79. Although it could go higher, you're definitely pretty overbought here on the index level. All of the RSIs, SPY, QQQ, IWM, they're all overbought. So definitely could see a pullback at some point. But again, the markets can stay irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So maybe doing nothing is the best thing to do right now, especially considering bulls are firmly in control. 52.9% of investors are bullish, 26.2% of investors are neutral, and 20.9% of investors are bearish. So definitely bulls in full control at this current stage. Now, AMC, as far as the Stock Tracker data, could there be volatility this week? Absolutely. I think we probably want to hear some company-specific news for AMC to get that kind of volatility, just because not much that is actually happening as far as data. We don't have any Fed speakers, no hard data, nothing along those lines at all. So definitely want to see something happen for AMC if you want to see some volatility. You do have about 11,000 calls currently in the money, 62,000 calls out the money. In the money puts at 15,000, out the money puts at 18,000. So you know, there is some numbers here, especially on the call side, but we just need to see, you know, something actually cause that volatility to get the options to add to that volatility to see a larger upside move. Now, with AMC stock today, take a look at the option activity. First things first, from hedge funds and institutions. And we see 92% positive order values, $125,000 worth of orders today, 3 orders in total. Volume today, 79.72% to the call side, 20.28% to the put side. So definitely looking, you know, stronger than not here today for AMC stock. You do have 9% short interest of free float, $135.13 million worth of short positions currently in AMC. Days cover 1.08, 22.15 million shares that are currently sold short. Shares out on loan 13.76 million. Cost to borrow 1.16%. Utilization of 21.04%, and a short score of 49.94 out of 100. Yeah, so not the most encouraging data, although I don't think any of us believe this data. Let me know down below in the comment section if you believe these numbers that we are currently seeing. I don't think a vast majority of us do, but some people, you know, might. You might. Now, coming tomorrow, we are going to get Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, expecting that at -6. Richmond Fed Manufacturing Shipments expected at -9. Richmond Fed Services Index expected at about 1. Then we will get Dallas Fed Services at 10:30. All of that data comes out at 10 o'clock. At 10:30, we get Dallas Fed Services. 10:30 as well, Dallas Fed service revenue. And that's pretty much going to be it for tomorrow. We do have a 17-week bond auction, 2-year bond auction, and a 5-year bond auction that will also be coming out. And that could, you know, move our markets, especially that 5-year bond auction. But I wouldn't hold my breath because, you know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Now, Thursday could have a greater chance at actually moving our markets. You will have initial jobless claims, retail inventories excluding autos, wholesale inventories, and continuing jobless claims. All of that coming out at about 8:30 in the morning on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be a little bit bigger of a day that could give you more volatility here for our markets. Now, AMC stock here today, it's actually going up quite a bit as we are, you know, making this video. AMC stock is now up 1.3 7%. So now up about 8 cents on the day today to $6.19 per share. AMC's, as far as this StockTwits gauge that I've liked to use here recently, you could see the sentiment is extremely bullish at 86. The volume is low. So what you want to see is bullish sentiment and high message volume. Even if you have bearish sentiment but high message volume, that's good. Okay, that's okay as well, because you just want to see there's a lot of people active with AMC, that are watching AMC, that are talking about AMC. That, I think, is the most impactful thing right now for AMC. The sentiment being extremely bullish is good, but we want to see the volume high as well. That when we get, in other words, extremely bullish sentiment, extremely bullish message volume, or extremely high message volume, maybe I should say, that's when I think AMC might be able to run a little bit more here. Now, if you look at AMC on a fundamental basis, or really technical basis, fundamentals, yeah, the stock's trading alongside its fundamentals. That's why we continue to get dilution. The stock continues to fall because it's just trading on fundamentals at this point. So one can make the argument AMC trading where it is now, it's really just fundamentally based. Now, on a technical basis, the RSI at 35.43, definitely on a bit of the oversold side. So to see an oversold bounce here, you know, that's not going to surprise me at all. That's maybe part of what you're seeing today. Even as IWM is up 1%, AMC is now kind of matching that, which was a little bit different in the last video. The MACD is also curling a little bit to the upside, somehow staying positive even during this multi-year low that we hit on December 21st, still remaining positive. So that's great. The stock is up today. That is also great. Now, the big announcement that I want to make. First, I just want to talk for a second. AMC stock is going to do what AMC is going to do. I think Adam Aron is the biggest problem with AMC, and I think Adam Aron is the reason why your positions are down. I think that's factual. I don't think there's much to debate when it comes down to that. I think a lot of you guys would agree. The dilution that we're seeing, 3 million shares being diluted. I mean, okay, right? So the dilution there was like 3%. Just call it 3%. So you lost 3% equity in AMC. AMC paid down like less than a quarter of 1% of all their debt via that dilution. So the numbers just don't make sense here, right? AMC would want to be at a point where it's at least 1-to-1 or half of 1-to-1. If we get 3% dilution, maybe 1.5% of debt gets paid off. That's better than what we're seeing here lately. So it's a little bit, you know, discouraging to see that is how AMC is being treated at this point. With that being said, I think there is the possibility for massive returns in 2024 in other names. If you have not diversified already, I think just for your family's sake, it's probably smart to do so. Do I think AMC could give you a short squeeze like a MOAS? Of course. That's why we're continuing to talk about AMC here on this channel, continuing to keep everyone, you know, up to date, up to speed on what's going on. But do I think you should sit on the sidelines and watch all of these other stocks continue to do well if Adam Aron's plan in 2024 is just continue to dilute shareholders and watch the stock go even lower from here? I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense either. Now, I've been very vocal about this. I've talked about this before. I think some stocks that probably do well, Fubo, SoFi, you know, PayPal, Crocs, Dollar General. So those are some of the stocks that I own. Now, have I sold anything in AMC? No. Have I bought anything in AMC lately? No. But the loss at this point is just so large, selling the stock doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But again, missing out on massive gains out there elsewhere in the markets doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So what we are doing is we have started a new channel. I've only posted a couple of videos over there. The name is not Jerome Powell. I'll probably end up changing the name. I just didn't know what to you know, put it as. We'll definitely end up probably changing the name. If you guys want to go ahead and give this channel a follow, we are going to discuss kind of broad market topics over here. We are going to discuss individual names, SoFi, PayPal, Fubo, the names that we, already mentioned here on in this video already. We'll talk about those, but I do want to keep it a little bit separate. Nothing's going to change here on this channel. Still going to keep everything, how it's been, 2 videos a day, AMC, but I'm shooting for every day, if not every other day, getting a video out to this channel as well. And this is going to be a great tool for a lot of you guys out there, and hopefully you take advantage of it. So subscribe to this channel if you guys have not. It's not Jerome Powell. It's got like 8 subscribers, so you're gonna have to narrow the search down to channels when you're actually searching in the search bar, especially if you are using a mobile device. You can just click the little 3 dots or whatever, and narrow the search down to just channels. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you guys over there, and it just makes more sense to keep these 2 topics separated because the AMC community is so deeply rooted in this channel that we're on right now. So that is the big announcement. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you want to see some big gains in 2024, this is probably your place to be. Nonetheless, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.